Afternoon, everyone. This is going to be quite a lot of games to predict this week. I'm going to start doing like a Monday live stream to talk about the midweek games, and then a Friday live stream to talk about the weekend's games, because otherwise it's just going to be so many games to predict in one video. I say I'm going to predict them. I'm probably going to talk about the fixtures more than I'm actually going to predict each one. Obviously, this weekend we have the start of the Southern League Premier Division Central, which is the division I'm going to be covering on this channel. I'm going to visit all 22 grounds. I think the first of those grounds is going to be Halesoe Town on August bank holiday, because my weeks building up to that are quite full now. We've also got the start of the Championship season this weekend. I think it starts on Friday with Birmingham and Ipswich. And we've got the start of the National League and the National League North and South. So it's a really exciting weekend. The reason I'm putting all these out on a Monday instead of Friday is the fact that I'm going away on Wednesday. I'm going up to Scotland. I will be covering a game while I'm up there, but I will be pre-recording the content for the next few days. So I've just done a National League prediction, which is really kind of awkward to talk about because it might be a 23-team league. We might be about to lose Morecambe. So just want to say that I hope Morecambe survive. I hope Jason Whittingham leaves, and I hope they get new buyers. It's going to be a miserable season because they haven't got a squad, but at least they'll have a team to support still. So let's go through these. There's not a lot of fixtures towards the start of the week. We've got a handful of FA Cup extra preliminary round replays. I did go to 2 FA Cup games at the weekend. I watched Belper United on Friday get their first ever win in the competition as they beat Uttoxeter Town. And I went to Hocknell Town's victory over Yaxley on Saturday. When am I going to Barwell? So let me just check my Footballogy app, because I got a feeling I've added a Barwell fixture on there. Let me see. Have I got Barwell on there somewhere? Yeah, I've got a Barwell fixture actually. Saturday the 20th of September when they play Bromsgrove Sporting at home, because I know quite a lot of the staff and players at Bromsgrove Sporting. So yeah, that's when I'm headed to Barwell. So it'll actually be one of the first ones I'm doing, because I think it was you that suggested visiting Barwell a few weeks ago on my channel. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll definitely be there. 20th of September. I think you're going to have a better season. I think Barwell are going to have a much better season. Obviously, they got that reprieve in the Southern League Premier Central. They look as though they're going to make the most of staying in that league. What are your thoughts on Barwell this season? Hi also to PVFC Life, brilliant channel, Port Vale channel, talks about everything Port Vale. I think you do predictions as well, and match vlogs from Vale Park. We were actually at a game. I think we were like several seats apart before we'd subscribed to each other's channels. So if you support Port Vale, or if you're into EFL, get to PVFC's channel, PVFC Life. You can see in the comments, and drop him a subscribe and a follow. So let's have a look at these fixtures. There's not really a lot apart from a handful of extra preliminary round replays. We've got Phoenix Sports against Leatherhead, Studley against Inkbarrow. I think Inkbarrow are roughly somewhere near Hereford. Then we've got Sutton Common against Guildford, so extra preliminary round ties. I absolutely love the FA Cup. You'll be seeing me covering a lot of FA Cup games on the channel. Then on Tuesday, we've got a few Champions League qualifiers. Rangers are playing Victoria Pilsen. That's the third qualifying round. I think there's one qualifying round fixture after that. Have I got a Vale fixture planned at Vale Park? I haven't yet, because my friend that I go with hasn't given me any dates, and I like to sort of come along with him. I think August and September are looking quite busy. So let's have a look at Port Vale. Which games are you going to? I'm assuming you're headed to all of the home games. I was going to Burton, but I'm actually at Colville Town now, so I won't be headed to Burton. So I will be at Vale Park, though, a few times this season, and hoping to get to a few away games as well. All the home ones. You'll be vlogging all those home games as well. So Barwell have recruited a lot of players from around step 4 or 5. Not quite sure how some of them are going to settle in at step 3. I hope we stay up. I think you will. I did a prediction on the Southern League Premier Central a few weeks ago, and I think I had Barwell a couple of places above the relegation zone. I think you will struggle again. I think it is going to be a really tough league. I think I had Sudbury to go down. I had Bury Town to go down. I think I had St Ives and Bishop Stortford to go down as well, but we'll see. It's going to be a brilliant league. So let's go on to Tuesday's fixtures. We've got a few European games. We've got an English League Cup preliminary round tie between Accrington Stanley and Oldham on Tuesday night, which should be a good one. Oldham Athletic at Accrington. It's not that far for them to travel. I think Oldham will probably go through. I think they'll be buzzing still from their playoff final. So I'm going to go Oldham to beat Accrington and go into the first round of the League Cup. Vlogging all the home games and away games. Bradford, Cardiff, Mansfield away. When is Mansfield against Port Vale, by the way? Because Mansfield's just up the road from me. So if it doesn't clash, that might be a good one to get to. Will I be doing an updated National League South prediction? Yes, I will. I've been figuring it out today. I'll be recording it tomorrow, and then it'll likely be going out early next week. National League South is a really hard one for me to predict because I follow the North a lot, so I've had to do a lot of research into a lot of the teams in the National South. I only saw Chelmsford last season in the FA Cup. Who do you think is going to win the National League South? It's got to be Dagenham or Torquay, hasn't it, surely? Accrington Stanley, not far from them, still takes 60 fans. Yes. I've never actually done Accrington Stanley. I saw them play at Edgar Street a few times when Hereford were in the National League. Dorking to win the National South. That's a bold prediction, but you can't rule them out because they're always up there, aren't they? What have we got? Wednesday, then, we've got some more Champions League qualifiers. We've got a load of extra preliminary round replays. I would be doing some FA Cup replays this week, but I'm headed up to... We're going to Carlisle on Wednesday for a couple of nights and then going up to Scotland. So my next vlog will either be Dunkirk against Clifton in the United Counties First Division tomorrow. If I'm organised enough, I'll go to that one. Otherwise, I've bought tickets for Inverness Caledonian Thistle against Peterhead on Saturday, so that'll be my vlog. But if you get a chance, have a look at the Caledonian Stadium on Google and look at their main stand. I bought tickets thinking that the whole main stand was covered. So I bought tickets in the left corner as you look at it, and it's in the one section that's uncovered. So if it rains on Saturday, I'm going to be absolutely drenched. So that could be quite a funny vlog. Mansfield v Port Vale, 17th of January, close to your birthday. When is your birthday? Because that's close to mine as well. Mine's on the 12th of January. And yeah, that could be a good one for me to get to, actually, because Mansfield is just up the road, 27th of January. Yeah, not far from mine, a couple of weeks after. Yeah, I might have a look at those fixtures because I think the week before is the FA Cup third round. And I think for my birthday, we're going to do matchday hospitality at a third round tie. Yeah, Port Vale's always a good atmosphere, though. I think Port Vale's it's a championship. The fan base is a championship fan base, really, aren't they? They kind of fill out most grounds they go to. I don't think I've ever been to a Vale game where the atmosphere's been flat, other than sort of later on in the game when the game's done. I had a record, actually, of watching Port Vale. I think in about 10 years of going to 2 or 3 Port Vale games a year, I had a record where I'd never seen them fail to score. And then last time they were in League One, I went to the game against Cambridge and Port Vale lost 2-0. It was one of the worst games of football we've seen. And actually, it was the only time I've left a game early. And I mean, that wasn't my choice. It was with my mate who's a Vale fan. But he said, oh, no, I'm not staying around for the rest of this. So it's the first and only time I've left a game early intentionally. What fixtures have we got on Thursday this week then? I think Vale are playing, aren't they? Port Vale against Cardiff. So PVFC Life, why don't you predict this one? Port Vale against Cardiff City. What do you reckon the score is going to be? Second game of the League One season, Vale against Cardiff. I don't think that's a nice fixture for Cardiff coming down from the Championship. I don't think you want to play the newly promoted teams early on because they've got a point to prove. And I mean, you were at the game on Saturday. It looked as though Vale were going to have a horrible afternoon in Rotherham, 2-0 down with a man sent off. And they almost pulled it around from what I heard. Lost 2-1 in the end. But I think Port Vale are going to beat Cardiff on Thursday. I think Cardiff are going to sort of stagger through the season. I think they're going to be the poorest of the teams that came down. 1-1, yeah. I'm a bit more ambitious than that. I think, I think Port Vale will beat Cardiff. I'm going to say 2-1. Because, Cardiff scraped against Peterborough, who are tipped to go down. Yeah, I put Peterborough down. I put Cardiff City mid-table as well. What do you guys in the comments think of Cardiff City's chances in League One this season? I think they're going to have a really poor season. I don't think we're going to see them go down, but I think 11th, 12th, maybe even lower. They just haven't recruited as well as some of the other teams in the league. I think Vale could win by 2 or 3 goals. Footy Predictions is another person that comments a lot on this channel. So he does a lot of predictions, mainly in the Premier League and SPL. Go and check out his channel as well and subscribe. Cardiff might scrape playoffs. Yeah, I wouldn't rule it out. I think I initially put them just outside the playoffs. I think in my updated prediction I had the mid-table. What about Friday night then? We've got the Championship starting. Birmingham City against Ipswich Town. I think that is the worst possible start for Ipswich Town away at Birmingham. The teams that come up have always got a point to prove. The teams that come down have always got to try and get something from the opening game. So for Ipswich coming down from the Premier League to face Birmingham, destroying League One last season, I think that's the worst possible prediction. I also think with everyone putting Birmingham so high in the league, I think Birmingham might beat Ipswich on Friday. What do you guys in the chat think? Radek Vitek will silence Sheffield United. Is that Bristol City? Who does Radek Vitek play for? I know Sheffield United have got Bristol City first, haven't they? I think one of Vale's problems this season is goal scoring. We have Talai, but Stockley too slow for League One. Patton and Wayne will chip in with goals. Yeah, it's a lot harder in League One. I think you've done well to keep Lauren Talai. He looked like he was going to score every time he got the ball when I saw them against Bromley. Football Addict says 2-2 draw. Birmingham signings will get a 2-0 win. Ipswich to win 3-2. Yeah, so it's a repeat of the playoff semi-final, isn't it? We've got Sheffield United against Bristol City on the opening day. So I've got one person says Birmingham are going to win, one says Ipswich are going to win, one says draw. So based on those comments, that would be a draw, wouldn't it? Yeah, Talai was awful for the first half of last season, but the second half he was class. Should score 10 to 15 goals this season. Yeah, and to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if a bigger club comes in and takes him for I don't know whether he's got like a clause in his contract or what. 1-0 to Birmingham. Yeah, I think Birmingham will win that one. I'm going to say 2-0 to Birmingham. I'm going to do Championship Shorts predictions, so I need to start editing that soon. Yeah, if you like football, check out Footy Predictions channel. He does mainly shorts, I believe it is, this season, predicting football scores. I always commented on my predictions and usually got more predictions right than I did. Moneyngham 2, Ipswich 2. Yeah, I mean they've got the funds, haven't they, to compete. What about Saturday then? So we've got a full Championship programme. We've got 3 early games. We've got Charlton against Watford, Coventry against Hull, Southampton against Wrexham. How do we think those games are going to go? So yeah, footy predictions mainly shorts. Check his channel out, like I said. Also, PVFC Life's channel does Port Vale vlogs. Footy predictions supports Newcastle. Newcastle Port Vale would be a great game, wouldn't it, in the Carabao Cup or the FA Cup? Charlton against Watford then, Saturday at 12:30. I really like the look of Charlton. Really like the look of Charlton Athletic and the signings they've brought in. A lot of predictions have got them going down, but I think I don't think they will. What's on your mug? It's a mug that says Little Miss Chatterbox on it, which was a present from my wife because she says I talk too much. And I guess that's why I'm doing this live, so I can talk about football. So, yeah, that's what that mug says. Football Addict says Hereford will get playoffs. I hope so. I really hope so. I can't see it. I watched us against Alvechurch last week, and we just can't create. We don't create chances. We look very solid at the back, but we struggle to create. Football Addict says Charlton 0, Watford 0, worst game ever. Just lost that comment there. Southampton 3, Wrexham 1, Coventry 2, Hull 0. I think those are accurate, to be honest. I don't think Wrexham are going to come into the Championship and get a result against Southampton. Southampton were pretty poor last season, but I think they're going to be strong this season. Wrexham are going to get a shock. They won't go down, but I think Southampton may take them apart. I think Southampton will beat them fairly comfortably on the first day. PVFC Live says, I talk too much as well. I guess that's why you do a live stream as well, isn't it? Charlton 3, Watford 1, Southampton 1, Wrexham 4, Coventry 3, Hull 1, says Footy Prediction. Yeah, I think the Wrexham one's a bit off, but I think the others could be... mind you, Wrexham this season are going to shock a few people, so I don't think they'll beat Southampton. Who knows? Why don't you do a live stream for Hereford game if you can't attend it? Yeah, I've been considering doing watch-alongs. The only trouble with that is I'm usually at games. So if I can't make a Hereford game, I'm usually doing like a local ground top or a Southern League Premier game. Non-league James Boyle. That's another really good channel, actually. Another vlog channel, James Boyle. Get onto his, get subscribing. When I made my Sleaford Town behind the scenes, James was kind enough to let me use some of his footage on the video. I've been in contact with him since. Brilliant channel. I think you've got a vlog coming out this week as well, haven't you, James? Who will go down? Hard to predict this year in Championship, but I think it might be Hull and Southampton will win 1-0 or 2-1. If you could have any version of any player to play for Hereford, who would it be? Does it have to be an ex-Hereford player? Honestly, I think the best player to ever play for Hereford in its new form is Mustafa Bundu, who played for Plymouth last season. He's just gone to Hanover in the German league. He played for Anderlecht. He was one of Plymouth's best, most influential players last season. So if I could have Mustafa Bundu back now, I would be so happy with that. He was 17 when he played for us. He came on as a sub. It was against Barden Hill in the West Midland League. He came on as a sub. We were 2-0 up. We won 7-0 and he scored 4. And a few of us said, we're not going to see a better player than him in a Herefordshire probably ever. So if I could have Mustafa Bundu back, I'd have him now. Oh, I could have 2012 Messi, so it doesn't have to be a Hereford player. Yeah, scrap Bundu then. I'm having 2012 Messi then for Hereford. Would we get promoted with Messi in the Hereford squad? I think the National League North players would just kick him. Where do I think Boston United will finish for the National League? I've just recorded, actually, my National League prediction, and I think Boston are going to have a good season. I've got them 18th, I think, maybe 17th, 16th, but just above the relegation zone. I think they're going to be stronger than this season. Middlesbrough have just signed Britton from Blackburn Rovers. Hereford would go up with Messi. Yeah, he'd make a huge difference at that level, didn't he? Didn't used to be a keeper. Who would be your dream keeper for Hereford? Yes, I did used to be a keeper, and Hereford said no to me. I got in contact. I had a trial with Hereford actually when I was younger. I had a training session with them when I was 17, and as a fan for ages, I thought they were going to at least be kind of let me down gently. But the response I got from Hereford was, "No, you're not good enough. That's it. End of." Who would be my dream keeper for Hereford? Gianluigi Buffon is the best goalkeeper ever to play the game, in my opinion. I think for Boston, 12th to 16th, but if we get a new striker, then I could see us just outside playoffs. And where did you play football? So, yeah, 12th to 16th is realistic for Boston, I think. Where did I play? So, I was on the books at Kidderminster Harriers Academy when I was younger. Didn't make any appearances in the senior squad. Played for Bromsgrove Rovers before they went bankrupt. Again, I was kind of reserves most of the time and friendlies, and then played a little bit in the League of Wales for Newtown, so sort of in and around non-league football. But I mean, I'm 38 now, so this was a long time ago. Can you give me mods so I can sub to everyone, please? I'm not sure I actually know how to do that. Didn't Boston sign Donnelly from Halesoe in town? Not sure on that one. They are looking good though, Boston, this season. I'm really looking forward to that Southern League Premier Central. Oh, they did. Yeah, they did. You're right on that one. It's good knowledge. So then we've got the 3:00 kickoffs on Saturday in the Championship. We've got Middlesbrough against Swansea, Norwich against Millwall, Oxford against Portsmouth, Queen's Park Rangers, Preston, Stoke play Derby, West Brom play Blackburn. Did I know that Bromsgrove Rovers were runners-up in the National League in 1993 behind Wycombe Wanderers? Yes, I did. I did know that because it's their highest ever league position. And that was roughly 12, 13 years before I was there. Did you know I support a Premier League team? Try to guess who. That's PVFC Life. Premier League team. Liverpool. Do you have a Championship team you keep an eye on? Not really. I really like playing the Championship on the FIFA games because I think it's a really competitive league. I quite like Coventry in the Championship. Quite like Oxford United. We saw them at Exeter last season, and we did the tour of the St James's Park Stadium at Exeter. And sometimes the away teams don't allow you on the tour to go into the away dressing room, but the Oxford staff let us in, and some of the players were there as well. I can't remember which players, but they had a bit of a chat to us that apparently they just close the door. Nobody in the top 10. Birmingham 1, Ipswich 3. I don't know which clubs. Is it somewhere local to Stoke? Is it Wolves? As I know who PVFC supports, I'm going to shut up. I don't think I've ever seen you do any Premier League content. About an hour and 30 minutes away. So it's not Wolves then. Is it Everton? What's an hour and 30 away from Stoke? Everton. Now that's fair enough. In which direction? I'm guessing he was answering yes to Everton and not my Wolves. What about the evening kickoff then? Sheffield United against Bristol City on Saturday, 5:30 kickoff. That's a repeat of the playoff semi-final. Bristol City will be looking to get revenge. I don't think Bristol City are going to be that strong this season. I think Sheffield United 3-0. I mean, the last two finished 3-0, didn't they? What do we think of Sheffield United out of interest, though, having lost Chris Wilder? Do you think Sheffield United are going to struggle since Wilder's gone? I still put them top of the table. I still think the squad is strong enough. Do I know much about Stoke? Not massively. I think they're going to struggle this season. Footy prediction says Sheffield United 6, Bristol City 1. Good thing Wilder's gone. If Hamer stays up, they could be top 2. Yeah, I think having not gone up last season and finishing on 90 points and not losing many of their players, I think Sheffield United will go up this season. It should be a really good promotion race, don't they, every season? Yeah, Stoke have struggled a lot recently, haven't they? I put them going down this season. Sellers is a really good manager, and I think they'll win the championship. Yeah, it's a good shout. I think you're right. I think Bristol City have lost Manning as well, haven't they? Liam Manning's gone, the guy that got them into the playoffs. So I think I put Bristol City mid-table. Wednesday going down in 24th. The other, I'm not sure. Yeah, has there been any news on Sheffield Wednesday's buyer today? I've been making videos all day, and I haven't seen any news, but I think I saw that someone had bid, so Chansiri might be a bit closer to selling. I think if Chansiri even sells now, Sheffield Wednesday will probably still go down, but at least they'll still have a team if he does sell. On to League One. So Port Vale against Cardiff will have already played on Thursday. At the start of Saturday, we've got 2 early kickoffs. We've got Peterborough against Luton at 12:30. Reading against Huddersfield also at 12:30. If Wednesday stays up, it's arguably the greatest escape of all time before a ball has been kicked. Yes, I agree. I think the only thing that could top it is if Morecambe stay up in the National League. Ipswich Town will be an interesting one to know if they will do much without Delap and a few other players, and no news I've seen on Wednesday. I think Ipswich will be strong because they've lost Delap, but have they lost anyone else? I think they've kept majority of the squad. They will have belief and support if a new owner steps in for Wednesday. Yeah, it's a good, fair comment, but I think a lot of the players have gone already. I think they've lost the majority of that squad, so I don't think belief's going to keep them in the division. Peterborough 1, Luton 2. Yeah, that sounds about right. Morecambe are banned from the National League. They're suspended, I believe. I think it's the first 3 games are being suspended. And I think, unless there's been some news today, has there been any news today on Morecambe? Because I think they've got Jason Whittingham has to sell today. Fleetwood will beat Scum 4-0. Who's the Scum? Peterborough 2, Luton 1. That'd be a hell of a result for Peterborough if they do beat Luton. Bannon signed a new contract. Yeah, Reading 2, Huddersfield 5. Huddersfield are looking good. Huddersfield are looking really good. I know it's only 1 game in, but they are looking really good. Tyson Fury should buy Morecambe. Yeah, a lot of people have said that Tyson Fury and Morecambe. I'm not sure how invested he is in football, though. I think he has a gym there, doesn't he? I'm going to just fact check. I'm going to have a look at the Morecambe situation online because there might have been some news since I made my last video. So, yeah, their first few games have been postponed. I still think they're hanging on. Morecambe FC. No, there's no real news on Morecambe FC by the looks of it. Oh, Bristol Rovers. Okay. Yeah, Bristol Rovers are the Scum. I didn't say that, by the way. That's Bristol City fan here. Owner is doing it spite at Morecambe. Sad, very sad, and shouldn't be allowed. No, I totally agree. Jason Whittingham, horrible what he's doing to Morecambe. Huddersfield have made good recruitments. Yes, they have. Football Addict. Is that accurate? He's got 33 minutes to sell. Is the deadline 5 o'clock? Is that right? Yeah, I think he's not going to sell though, is he? I've been through it. I do feel for Morecambe fans because I've been through it with Hereford United. We had dodgy owners take over in 2014, Tommy Agombar and Andy Lonsdale, and they ended up. We were in debt to the National League. They refused to pay it, so the National League booted us out. So we got a double relegation, and we got halfway through the season, and then we got liquidated in court, which by the time Andy and Tommy had ruined the club, the fans wanted the club liquidated so that we could start again. And now we've got the Phoenix Club, Hereford FC. So whatever happens with Morecambe, they'll either have a club to support in their own club, or they'll put together a Phoenix Club. And I think after everything they've been through, they'll have a lot of support. I think they'll have a lot of people behind them. Save Morecambe FC has been trending through Tottenham fan channels. Yeah, it's been trending through a lot. It's Jason Whittingham, horrible man. He needs to be out of that club and needs to give them their club back. I think everyone stands with Morecambe at this time. Saturday, 3:00 kickoffs. We've got Wimbledon against Lincoln City. We've got Barnsley against Burton. Burton had a great win on the opening day against Mansfield, and I didn't see that coming. Bolton against Plymouth. Exeter City against Blackpool. Leyton Orient against Wigan. Mansfield play Doncaster. Northampton v Bradford. Stevenage against Rotherham, and Wycombe against Stockport. Wycombe against Stockport is a hell of a game for game 2. Boston United had the same, but got a buyer just in time, but has to get relegated from the National League to Step 3. Yeah, I remember that. It's really stressful to go through. James Boyle on here is a Boston United supporter, and I haven't been to Boston United for years. I think since last time we played them in the National League, maybe even the Football League. So I've got I'm invested in 2 clubs in League One. Port Vale, because one of my closest friends is a Vale fan, and when Hereford went bankrupt, I went up to Vale Park, and I really like Vale Park. It's one of my favourite grounds. And Exeter City, which is a fairly new adoption since the FA Cup. Exeter City is the best match day you'll ever have. If you get a chance to get down to St James's Park, Exeter City is a brilliant match day. So Port Vale. Yeah, so that's what I'm maybe going to. Port Vale against Exeter, either at Vale Park or St James's Park. Wimbledon 2, Lincoln 1. Good shout. Bolton 3, Plymouth 3. I think Bolton will beat Plymouth, but Plymouth do need to bounce back. Orient 3, Wigan 1. Yeah. Yeah, some good predictions there. I think Wycombe and Stockport has to be the pick of those, though, surely. I think that'll be a fiery one with Stockport winning 3-2 at Wycombe. In 1982, we almost went bust, but 8 players tore up their contracts to save the club. That's really good. That's really good when players do that. Shows that they've got their commitment to the club. 2-2 in the Stockport game. Yeah, good shout. I said 3-2 to Stockport, but Wycombe will be well up for that one. They lost the opening day, didn't they? Wycombe lost at Bradford. My favourite League One team is Cardiff City. Yeah, I like Cardiff City. I've got Welsh family. Yeah, I do like Cardiff City, but I don't think you're going to have the best season. League 2, what have we got on Saturday? Is it a full programme? I think it is a full programme. We've got 2 early kickoffs. We've got Notts County against Salford City, which are 2 of the promotion chasers for me. Wycombe 6, Stockport 4. If that happens, then whoever's vlogging it's going to have some great footage. My favourite League One team is either Wimbledon or Doncaster. Wimbledon have got a lot of fans, haven't they? I think a lot of people saw what they went through with the formation of MK Dons. I think Wimbledon have got a lot of followers, and yeah, I mean, I saw them play at Notts County in last season's playoffs, and they did enough to win the game, but it was boring football. They won the game 1-0. They just saw Notts County out. What do we think then? Notts County against Salford. Notts 2, Salford 3. Yeah, can see that happening. I think I put Salford outside the playoffs and Notts second and promoted. Early results. Notts County 2, Salford 3. What about Tranmere and Shrewsbury? Notts County 3, Salford 2. So we've got one that says 2-3, one that says 3-2. Yeah, I can't see that one being a high scoring one. I can't see because I think Notts County are pretty good at the back. Tranmere 1, Shrewsbury 0, Tranmere 1, Shrewsbury 0. So I think we're going to go 1-0 Tranmere there. Ground in the Midlands, do I think? Is that which ground in the Midlands do I like most? And favourite League One team is Luton because of uni. Yes. Did you get to Kenilworth Road then? I've never been, but we passed it on the way to Wembley for the FA Cup final. 3 o'clock kickoffs then. Barrow against MK Dons. Bromley against Barnet. Anyway, off to edit now. Lincoln United was a nice ground and not a bad game in the Cup against Northampton ON. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that vlog, James. I'll share it as well. Looking forward to that. And it looked like a good game as well. I suggested Lincoln United for James, so I'm well happy that he went there because it was a new ground for him. Bromley against Barnet at 3 on Saturday. We've got Cheltenham against Chesterfield, Crawley against Newport, Crewe against Accrington, Fleetwood against Bristol Rovers. It's a bit of a swear word to some people on here, isn't it? Gillingham against Walsall, Harrogate against Grimsby, Oldham play Colchester, Swindon against Cambridge United. Yeah, go and subscribe to James. And anyone who's watching as well, subscribe to all these people in the comments. Footy Predictions predicts games, self-explanatory. Non-league James Boyle covers non-league games and does vlogs similar to what I do. PVFC Live covers all things Port Vale. Bromley 2, Barnet 2. Yeah, I think I predicted Barnet would win League 2. They got off to a poor start, losing to Fleetwood. I wouldn't be surprised if they drop points against Bromley as well. I still think they're going to win League 2. Did go to Luton Ground, was good with uni, did a match report and saw Luton beat Crystal Palace. Good result that. Bromley 1, Barnet 2, Barrow 1, MK 4, Cheltenham 1, Chesterfield 3, Crawley 2, Newport 1, Fleetwood 1, Bristol Rovers 0. Thanks, James. I'll look forward to watching your vlog. Footy Predictions, can you tell me where you had us? I'm going to sub to James. Football Addict hopes Rovers get relegated. So I put Bristol Rovers in the playoff places, and there were some Bristol Rovers fans that came on and said we're being too optimistic. And they don't think they're going to do very well. I think Bristol Rovers are strong enough to get into the playoffs, but apparently their own fans don't think so. What about the National League then? We've got the opening day of the National League season. We have Altrincham against Aldershot, Boreham Wood against Rochdale. Obviously, Boston against Morecambe has been postponed because I'm not sure whether Morecambe will have a team. Brackley Town, debutants to the National League against Eastleigh. Braintree against Halifax. Gateshead against Southend. Solihull against Forest Green. Tamworth v Scunthorpe. Wealdstone against Truro. Woking play Carlisle. That's a long journey for Carlisle, that is. Yeovil against Hartlepool is another horrendous journey, and York against Sutton United. I think Carlisle going to Woking is a really tough fixture to start with. Barnet did well in the Cup to come back from 2-0 down, lost 2-2 after that. I used to get confused between Altrincham and Aldershot. It's funny you say that, actually, because when I was writing my prediction out earlier, I kept referring to Aldershot as Altrincham and confusing myself. I ended up having to start again because I did exactly that. So I'm going Altrincham to beat Aldershot. I think Boreham Wood are going to be really difficult to beat at home. I think Boreham Wood are going to stun Rochdale with a 1-0 win. I hope Morecambe survive. Brackley against Eastleigh. You don't want to play a newly promoted team away from home on the opening day of the season. Brackley will beat Eastleigh on the opening day, I think. Braintree against Halifax. I'm going to say a draw. Football Addict. I'm going to Western versus Torquay and Nailsea v Barnstaple. Yeah, good fixtures. What leagues? I know Western Torquay's National League South. Where's Nailsea? PVFC Live. I've got to go now. Blomp, thanks for the live. Really enjoyed talking to you. Have a nice evening. Bye, everyone in the chat. Yeah, thanks for coming on. And I'll check out one of your lives as well next time you're on. These live streams are going to happen probably on a Monday and Friday. Obviously, next week I'm away. Yeah, so these will be a regular thing if we get enough people. We've had quite a lot of interaction in the chat, so it looks like it's something I'm going to keep doing. Western Football League. What tier is that? Yeah, thanks for coming on PVFC Live. And guys, he does regular live streams as well, so check those out. What about Gateshead? I initially put them in the playoffs, but financial troubles. And in my updated prediction, I've got them just above the relegation zone. What's the highest step you're thinking of doing today and lowest level 2? So today I'm going to be talking about National Leagues and Southern League Premier Division Central. I'm not going to go too much lower because I don't know that much about the leagues themselves. There's some local teams to me that I will start to bring in onto this channel. I'm going to go over the games I'm going to cover as well at some point. What about Yeovil against Hartlepool? There is some travelling in that. Oh, vlogs as well. I've got a friend who works at Nottingham Forest, so I'll probably cover Nottingham Forest. I'm hoping to get to a championship ground in the FA Cup for my birthday in January, FA Cup third round. I think I'm going to cover all levels from the Premier League. I won't do that many Premier League games. It's really expensive. And I'm going to go down as far as like the 11th tier, which is regional leagues. So yeah, go down as far as like I was going to go to Arnold Town next week when I'm back off holiday, which is the Nottinghamshire Premier Division, which is the 11th tier. But I think that game has disappeared off Footballogy and I can't see any record of it now. So it was either added in error or it's been cancelled. I've got a soft spot for Yeovil Town. Yeah, I do as well. They were in the Championship for a while and now they're playing in the National League South. Who's going to win the National League then this season? Is it going to be York? Is it going to be Carlisle? Or is someone else going to cause a shock? What do we think? Have I ever watched Bristol City? No, I've never been to Ashton Gate. It's on my list. It is on my list. My wife has a good friend who lives in Bristol, and we're going to tie in a visit. So she'll go and see a friend, and I'll go and see either City or Rovers. I'll make sure it's City if you like. Nice. I'll be doing step 6 to 7, lowest league for me, and want to go and see more Derby and Nottinghamshire teams. Yeah, you should. You should try Carlton Town. One of my favourites, Hocknell Town as well. There's a lot of great teams, and yeah, come and say hello if we're ever at the same game. York will go up. Carlisle will get playoffs and lose. Yes, I totally agree with that. Totally agree with that. I watched them against Arsenal a few years ago. Oh, Yeovil. Talking about Yeovil. Yeah, I think York will win the National League. I think the top 5 are going to be clear for me. I think York top, Carlisle in the playoffs with Forest Green and Rochdale will be battling it out for 3rd. Southend will be 5th. And then the battle between 6th down to about 10th could be intense. I think I put Hartlepool in there. And I can't remember who the other team I put in the playoffs was. I think Southend will win the playoffs. I think that's a fair shout. The only thing that concerns me about Southend, though, is although they've kept majority of their squad, is they haven't really recruited. The teams around them have. Forest Green have brought Robbie Savage in. Forest Green have raided Macclesfield. Footy predictions, I think Gateshead will win the playoffs. Yeah, I think if you'd said that to me last month, I think I probably would have agreed with it. But I think with the struggles they're having at the moment, I think Gateshead are going to be closer to the bottom than the top of the table. What about National League North? What do we think about the National League North? Obviously, I'm a Hereford supporter. I'm not feeling ambitious about the National League North at all. WLB says, I think Rochdale will win the playoffs. Yeah, I think any of those top 5 could, but I think I would go Forest Green. James Boyle says Kings Lynn playoff winners. Yeah, good shout. They've recruited so well. Footy predictions, Macclesfield and Kiddie or Chester are probably going up. Yeah, I put Macclesfield top, but they've lost their manager and they've lost 3 of their key players. I still think they'll be in amongst the playoffs, though. Macclesfield and Shock Darlow go up. Yes, good shout. So Macclesfield to win the league, Darlington playoffs, I'm guessing. Yeah, Macclesfield will be up there with the budget they've got. I think an outside chance would be Bedford. I think they've made some really smart signings. Opening day, Hereford are away at Spennymoor. Then we've got Kings Lynn away, Kings Lynn at home. Then we've got Chorley at home, Buxton away, or in those are the first 4. I think it's Spennymoor, Kings Lynn, Buxton, Chorley. I can't remember what the order is, but I know we got Spennymoor away first. And I think we're going to struggle with that. Spennymoor 1, Hereford 2. To be honest, if we take 4 points from those opening 4 matches, I'll be happy with that. Our problem this season will be creating. We've got a very solid defence, but yeah, I think if we score 2 goals at Spennymoor, I'll be happy. Football Addict, I see Macclesfield winning the league this year and season after get playoffs. I think Macclesfield get a quadruple promotion onto better Wrexham. Hereford rise from the Southern League to 2nd Division in 4 years is underrated. Yes. Yeah, back in the 70s they did that. WLB says, I don't think Macclesfield will get promoted. Yeah, Hereford, I think if we score 2 at Spennymoor, I'll be well happy. Bold prediction, you're right. What about relegation from the National League North? Who's going down? This is really difficult to predict, but I think I'm going to go Merthyr bottom, just because they haven't really recruited, but they could surprise me. Merthyr going down with Marine. Maybe Telford even, straight back down. And I did initially have Works Uptown going down, but I think they'll be all right. Radcliffe probably occupy the last relegation place. I put Hereford 10th, and honestly, with the amount of teams that I think are going to be better than us, putting us 10th, I was writing these teams in 1st, 2nd, 3rd. It was like, that team's going to be better than Hereford. I put us 10th, and I still think that's ambitious. WLB says, I think National League North is that competitive that Macclesfield will not go up. They will be close. Yeah, to be honest, I think that might be the case. I did think they'd go straight up. I think they'll be in the top 4 or 5. I think Kings Lynn could be an outside chance. Football Addict says, I feel like Fylde will struggle. They'll be 13th. I think Fylde will be good. I think Fylde will be in the top 4. Let's talk about the National League South. National League South, we've got, I think, an outside shout for the National League South will be Chelmsford City. Macclesfield only beat Barwell 2-1 in pre-season. Yeah, did they fill the full squad out there? Because their squad's depleted now since Robbie Savage took them all. Football Addict says Torquay will win the league. It's got to be between Torquay and Dagenham, hasn't it, really? With Andy Carroll. I see Darlington and Dagenham and Redbridge overly struggling and both going down. Darlington's a funny one. They could be mid-table, they could be terrible, and they could go up. Dagenham and Redbridge struggling. I can't see it, to be honest. They've got Qatari owners now. I think they're like one of the richest, if not the richest club in. I think they're richer than a lot of EFL clubs. Chelmsford have gone full-time. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all with the amount of signings they've made. In 2010-11, Dagenham and Redbridge were in League One with Southampton and Brighton. Were they? I didn't know that. Doesn't surprise me because I know they were in the league. Dagenham win playoffs. Yeah, it's hard to look past Dagenham and Torquay, really. Outside chance for Chelmsford with some of the signings they've made. I think Ebbsfleet, despite how poor they were last season, I think Ebbsfleet have recruited really well. They've signed Kwesi Appiah from Boreham Wood, who got them a lot of goals last season. I think he'll score a lot of goals. Chelmsford will lose playoff final. They've done that a lot recently. When I was at Chelmsford, I heard a few fans complaining about their record in the playoffs, so that wouldn't surprise me at all. Chelmsford they should be heading up to the National League soon. About Worthing, what do we think of Worthing? Are they going to be in amongst the playoffs again? I think Worthing probably miss out this season. Maidenhead are going to be strong. I always get them mixed up with Maidstone. I think Maidenhead will be strong. Footy Prediction says I'm going to live stream Birmingham City v Sheffield United next Wednesday if I get back from work in time. That'd be good. It'd be good. Next Wednesday I'll probably be at a game. Thank you so much to Angelina for the super chat. £1.99 for your encyclopedic knowledge. Thank you so much. Really appreciate that. Football Addict says, hot take, Worthing get relegated. I wouldn't go that far, but I think they are going to drop off. I think Worthing do drop off this season. I don't think they compete because they haven't really brought that many players in. WLB says, I think Horsham will stay up. Yeah, Horsham's a tough one. I honestly don't think Horsham have brought in the right players. I don't think they've brought in enough players. I think they're going to struggle. Football Addict says, I'm thinking of doing a Ballon d'Or stream. Go for it. Go for it. That'd be good. That'll be November time, won't it? That's come around quite fast. And if Chloe Kelly doesn't win, the stream is over. Oh, she will, won't she? She's bound to. Who wins the men's Ballon d'Or then? Got to be either Yamal or someone from PSG, surely. Maybe Donnarumma even. What do I think about Scunthorpe and Gainsborough and go to a team you want to see this season? Scunthorpe, I think, will be really good. Scunthorpe, I think, are going to be competing for the playoffs. I think they're going to shock a lot of people in the National League. Gainsborough looked strong when I saw them the other week against Lincoln City, but it was the academy side. I think Gainsborough will be playoffs. Scunthorpe will be just outside the playoffs. Football Addict says Scunthorpe lose the playoff final. I wouldn't go that far, but again, they're another one of those clubs that financially they've got the power to bully the other teams in that league. So it wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, Gainsborough are in the league below, aren't they? They're in the Northern Premier North. Is that the league that FC United of Manchester are in? Going to be a competitive one. Wouldn't put it past Gainsborough to win promotion. Right, so that's those leagues. I mean, I've not really predicted these. I've kind of left that up to you, but that's absolutely fine. What team do I want to see this season? So I want to see Exeter against Plymouth, and I've already planned. Annoyingly, that's been moved to a Thursday night in October. I'm going to go and watch Exeter play Plymouth. Who do I want to see? I want to go and watch Bury. I've been invited over to Northwich Victoria as well. I know they were in the National League years ago. I think they're at step 5 of the non-league pyramid now. Bury are a team I want to go and see. York City. There's a lot of ex-Football League clubs in there. Have I seen Northwich Victoria's FA Cup song? I haven't. Interestingly, they lost at the weekend. They're out already. They lost to Campion. They did invite me over to that game on Sunday, and I couldn't go. I had plans for my wife's birthday. I'd already been to a game on her actual birthday at Hucknall on Saturday, so I couldn't move the afternoon tea as well. There'll be other chances to go to Northwich. Morpeth Town are in Gainsborough's League. Yeah, Morpeth Town brings back bad memories for me. When Hereford reformed the first time back in 2015, we played Morpeth Town in the FA Vars final, and we were heavily expected to win that tie, and we lost 4-1. They took the FA Vars. And a few years later, we lost the FA Trophy final as well. So I've seen Hereford at Wembley twice and lose twice, games that we should have won. Shall we talk about, because I'm going to have to go in the next 10 minutes or so, shall we talk about the Southern League Premier Division Central? Yeah, FC United are in Gainsborough's League. Very tough league, that one. I can't think who else is in that league. Is that the one that Cleethorpes are in, or are they in the league below? Southern League Premier Division Central, then. I know we've got a Barwell fan on. Barwell 2, St Ives 1. Yeah, I think you'll beat St Ives. Cleethorpes are in that league. Yeah, they'll be good. I think Cleethorpes will be near the top end. Stamford and Spalding will be a tasty game. Yeah, that really will. It's fairly local as well, isn't it? Stamford, Spalding. They've both spent well. So we've got Sudbury against Redditch opening game. We've got Barwell against St Ives. Stamford against Spalding. When is that one? Stamford are nicknamed after the fattest man ever. Yeah, they are, aren't they? What was his name? Is it the Joes or something like that? They've got a weird nickname, haven't they? Daniels, that's it. Yeah, the Daniels. Named after the fattest man ever. That is a really good fact when I go to Stamford. Yeah, James, when is Stamford Spalding? Because if I'm around, I might come and meet you there. WLB says Harbour Town will go up. Yeah, it's hard to look past Harbour Town. I mean, I think they'll be up there, but I think Hales Owen will win the league. I think Hales Owen have recruited really well. I think the difference will be they've signed Jason Cowley from us, who is, if he stays fit, he gets 30 goals in that league. Free scoring in the National League North, he'll get a lot of goals there. Brady Hickey from Bart. Is that Harbour then? Where will I go on non-league day? I'm going to Nailsea against Barnstaple. Is non-league day in March still? Harbour Town will definitely win the league and Hales Owen will win the playoffs. Yeah, I've got it the other way around. I've got Hales Owen winning the league and Harbour winning the playoffs. 28th, 29th March weekend. It'll be a Southern League game. Let's have a look at these fixtures. Let's have a look. I might be able to tell you now because it's going to be a Southern League game, I imagine. So on the 28th, 29th of March, Saturday the 28th, there is Sudbury against Alvechurch, Barwell v Kettering, Bromsgrove Spalding, Harbour Bury. I'm actually at Harbour on the 9th of September. Barwell v Kettering will be a good one. Leaston Banbury. To be honest, it'll probably be Rail Bedford against Hales Owen. That one looks tasty. Stamford, Bishop Stortford, Stourbridge St Ives, Stratford Quorn. Yeah, I think Rail Bedford Hales Owen for me. I think that looks like the pick of them. Rail Bedford Hales Owen. What a game that'll be. I think the biggest game on the opening day is probably Rail Bedford against Spalding. Yeah, Rail Bedford will be up there. I think I had Rail Bedford above Harbour. I had Rail Bedford in second. Harbour playing Hales Owen on the 9th of September. No, they're playing Quorn. It's Harbour against Quorn on the 9th. I know quite a few people at Quorn, and I think they're going to stun a few people. I think they're going to cause a few shocks. They'll be difficult to beat at home. They've got ex-Football League players playing for them, unbeaten in pre-season. They drew with Alfreton last night. When am I going to Quorn? Let me check my app. For those of you that haven't used the app, it's called Footballogy, and it looks like this. Does any of you use that app? If you can see, it's a bit blurry. Footballogy is the app I use. You can add me on there if you want. It's John Warren, and you'll see a Hereford badge. Yeah, James, I've got you on there, haven't I? When am I going to Quorn? I'm going to Quorn on September the 23rd when they play Bromsgrove Sporting. So we can stalk you. You can stalk me if you want to. Yeah, you can stalk me if you want to. So I'm going to Merthyr Town's game on non-league day weekend. That'll be amazing. Who are they playing? Ballon d'Or ceremony 22nd of September. Is it that early? What do I think of the United Counties League North or South Prem? And I use the app. I think the North Prem will be between the two Retford sides, but also Gedling Miners Welfare are looking good. I think they might be an outside chance. I think Staveley are also looking good. I can't really comment on the South. What do you think of those leagues, James? Eastwood Community will probably be up there as well. I think Belper United will probably be mid-table. I saw them on Friday. They were decent on Friday, but I think there's going to be stronger sides in there. United Counties League. Is anyone else doing matchday vlogs this season? Yeah, if you get yourself on Footballogy, guys, because it's so easy. Like when you guys are asking me which games I'm going to, it's so easy to just log on and see my diary. It's like my non-league Bible. Merthyr Town's game on non-league day weekend. I'm going to check who they've got. It's not Hereford, is it? You're doing one on 2 weeks, Bristol City against Charlton. Are you vlogging that? Let's have a look. Yeah, yeah, guys, so get over to Football Addict's channel as well and get subscribing to him. Merthyr Town FC, who have they got in March? Let's see if it goes that far. Boston Town should do well, like Grantham will too, and South Daventry Town or Nuneaton Town, maybe Leicester Nirvana. Yes, Nuneaton Town should be winning that league. I think they've got off to a fairly difficult start, but they should be winning that league. 28th of March, Merthyr are away. They're away at Marine, according to Footballogy. Yeah, anyone who does matchday vlogs, I'm all over that. I'm all over subscribing to matchday vlog channels. Helps me learn on my channel as well. Yeah, it's quite away for you, I think, Marine. I think they're home the following weekend. I will sub to Football Addict and Footy Predictions. Yes, thank you. Search up Roaster 2 and it'll come up. Is that your other channel, is it? Let me have a look on there now. Roaster 2. You know what? I wasn't subscribed to you. I do apologize. I am now, but I wasn't subscribed to you before. So you've got one extra subscriber. Right. I'm going to get off here in just a couple of minutes. Anything else you guys want to go over quickly before I end the live? Any teams you want me to visit? Skegness Town will be an interesting team this year. I don't know that much about them. Great. It's good to see you guys subscribing to each other as well. It's really good. Really good to see. When did I say my next live is going to be? It'll be on next Friday, as I'm away this Wednesday. I'll be pre-recording next Monday's prediction. And yeah, I'll be going live next Friday. It looks like 4 o'clock is a better time to live stream. I've had quite a few people in and out, whereas when I did 1 o'clock a few weeks ago, I got virtually no one on there. I'm a Lincolnshire non-league vlogger, so I have to see Skegness Town and Louth. Yep, totally agree. I'll be up that way at some point this season if I can. Right. Search up Footy Predictions 2521 Football Addict. Also, if you can't find Footy Predictions channel, click on some of my my community tab, because he comments quite a lot, so you'll find his channel that way. I've got a like a competition going on at the moment with who's the best fans in the Football League, and there are groups of 4. You can see them on my channel. I'm gonna get you guys to vote for that. Right, guys, I'm done for the day, so I'm gonna head off to the gym now in my garage. Thanks to everyone who came on. Really enjoyed it. I didn't really predict many of the games, but that's fine. We had a good chat. And my next live stream will be next Friday, but I've got my National League prediction will be coming out tomorrow on this channel. Thanks a lot for joining, guys. See you all soon.